Wow, it's 9:33 and this is the first Tuesday of the month. And what happens is, look at that, look how far down that is. Well, it's not as bad as what it used to be, but every first Tuesday, I go to the food bank. So this is the line to be in the food bank. And well, I'm waiting in line and we're going to see how long this takes. Traffic is moving a little bit. I guess we have to wait at the end of the driveway, which is around the corner there. And I need to give my little card here to the lady. She's coming down the way to collect the cards. And telling everybody to stay back or go forth or whatever we're doing. Can't keep the driveway blocked. Okay, that's the way they got it this time. And the sun is coming out finally. Ooh, wait. Wow. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today. It's comfortable right now, but just being patient. Wow, they got all that food stacked up there where the drinks are out there. I don't know. I guess in the boxes too. They'll give us boxes and got things stacked up there. Whew. I'm at home and look what I got from the food bank. Wow. There's looks like 2 boxes of vegetables in here. Okay, carrots and onions and potatoes. Wow. Okay. I need to get this in the house and oh Lord, some of my favorite. Look at those pepper. Look at this pepper. Isn't this cool? Wow, there's carrots and oh my. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep the folks from my house for the next couple of days. Look at that. Look at those grapes. Wow. There's lettuce. Well, that'll have to go real fast and maybe we'll, I don't know, that's a sandwich. Strawberry overnight grains. Huh. Oh my, potato salad. Wow. Let's get this in the house and see what we're gonna do. I've got a lot of food here and I want to share with you, and also because of this food and what I was thinking about, because I saw so many people that would go to food banks and their food would go to waste. And I've seen it where a long time ago before the drive-up cars, I would see it where people would leave things, one, because they didn't know how to prepare them, and two, they thought, well, I got some things I don't like either, but two, they don't like what they're getting. So what I do is when I get food that I don't like, or I don't eat pork. So I don't eat pork, instead of throwing it away, and I do have some friends that do eat pork, so I give it to them so it's not wasted, and I know it's not wasted. So with that being said, let me show you what's in my box and in my food things that I got, and I'm going to put them away. I'm going to show them to you and then I'll put them away, and then during some time you can fix really good food from the food bank. And I've gotten some really nice things, but the thing of it is, going to the food bank, you never know what you're going to get, and then the boxes, so you never know what you're going to get. There is another thing about going to the food bank, and depending on where you are and where you're going, this could take up a lot of time. So I know a while back when the pandemic was happening, oh my gosh, it was really awful, but it's kind of calmed down for right now. And the thing about going to a pantry, your food bank, or wherever you're getting your food from, It can be a lengthy process, especially if it's your first time because you got to fill out paperwork and all that good stuff, and you have to take your time and be patient. And then even if you're in your you're in your car or in before we were in the building, you have to be patient. You have to sit and wait. Trust me, in the end, it's really worth it. And so, that being said, I got a lot of bread. Of course, I don't know what it is about food pantries. Most of the time, when you go to a food pantry, you wind up getting a lot of bread. So we're gonna put this aside. Some of the bread that I just got, I will put in the freezer, and some of it will my grandkids or people come over, and sometimes you just got to be prepared to have a little something to eat. So it just depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I got another box up here. I'm not sure what's in it. This says ingredients: ground beef, chicken. Wow, this is ground beef with chicken. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen it done that way, but we're gonna have to see how these come out, and these will be going to the freezer. Can't eat all this food at once. Oh my goodness, look at these beautiful onions. Aren't they pretty? And they're nice and cold too. So this is like one of the food boxes that you would get. And here's some strawberry yogurt. I got some of that from another box that somebody else gave me just this month. Oh, and here goes some more. Well, it says fully cooked chicken sausage patties. So that's what these are. So this will be enough to last for a while. The grandkids come over, I can fix some hamburgers. Here we got some oranges. Not only can you eat oranges, but you can decorate with them. You can, I fix like a drink. You do oranges and cinnamon in, and so that's a good way to get your vitamin C. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, some more yogurt. This is strawberry yogurt. I got in my food box, one food box, and I got some potatoes. I love cooking potatoes. And then this is mozzarella cheese. Okay, that came in one box. So we'll put my potatoes where they can, and onions. I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna figure those out because I cook with onions and garlic all the time, mostly all the time, mostly all of my food. I use it because it's good vitamin C and good antioxidants. Ooh, almost couldn't get that out. And then the cheese. Well, I'm always doing something with cheese. You can do pizza, or you can do some kind of whatever. I will come up with stuff because I cook a lot. So sometimes you just gotta get creative in the kitchen. Here's some broccoli. I'm going to divide some of this up and to be able to maybe blanch it or something and put this in the freezer, because I live by myself, so I have to use food accordingly, and plus this should last me for a bit. I got some fresh asparagus. This is good and healthy, fresh asparagus. I also got some ground turkey meat. I got a roast to do in the crock pot. That should be really good. So for now, I'm going to put this back in the freezer because I could tell it was frozen. So I'll be able to use this to fix a meal, maybe when I have some company that we can eat, because I wouldn't eat this by myself. I got some garlic, lemon, fresh chicken sausages. This is good. I'm sure this is good. That's another thing about being at the food bank. You get stuff, you really don't know what it is, but it says knickknacks on here. And Well, there's some seasoning, there's different kinds of seasoning in here that I'll have to check out later to figure out. Oh, it's got mayonnaise, it's got some rice in here. I wonder what I can fix with that. So we'll have to check that out. So I got some stuff called knickknacks. Another thing about putting your food, and especially meat, so you won't get freezer burn, because you don't know how long it's going to take you to eat whatever you stored away. So what I do is I get another plastic. I usually have these kinds of plastics because it's already plastic over the top of it, the saran. And so for extra protection, what I do is I take and put it in another bag. You mark and date these, because sometimes you're looking and say, oh wait, how long has this been in here? And you get other food, you wind up finding something on sale, or somebody else will give you something, and you need to know when you have these on hand. So you pack them up extra, and that's what I do. I pack them up extra for what they're on there, and then I just what's already on the package itself, and then because you won't be able to eat all this food, not even in a week, not me, because I'm by myself. And so now if you have a family, that's a different story, or if you just have one other person that eats more than what you usually fix. But when I cook a lot of food, I wind up giving it to other people, or my family, the kids or somebody will come over, and then they'll, Mom, what did you cook, thing, and they'll help you eat it up. So, but to keep things fresh, this is what I do, and then you need to date it. Now, I have a bag over here that came in from the food pantry, and this is some strawberry overnight grains. It's a parfait, and it's it came from Starbucks. Starbucks gave this away. Here's some instant mashed potatoes that was in the bag. Oh my goodness, I could eat this by myself, but pray for me, because I need to cook this in something, and I have a pretty good idea in my head what I would like to do with these. So stay tuned. There's some grain-free tortilla chips that came in the bag. Some spaghetti that came in the bag. These are some kind of, these are energy bars, and they came, I'm not sure what, Nature's Valley. They came from Nature's Valley. Some split peas. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie about this one. I know they put these in soups and stuff, but I'm picky, so I'm sure that somebody would eat that. And raisins. Here's some raisins that came in the bag. Peanut butter, house special. Long grain rice. That's another thing that's special around here. We love to eat our rice. When my kids come over, my family, we love to eat rice. Here's some manwich and some fruit, mixed fruit. This is some chicken breast. We got some hand sanitizer in here too as well. That's good. Let's put this up over here. And this, I've seen this before, some organic dark chocolate wafers. My least favorite is some pork in a can. Some nice person is gonna get this. Okay. Here's some tomatoes, not potatoes. This tomatoes in a can, little round tomatoes. And that's what, I forgot. Here's some Jello layers cupcakes. We'll have to see what that is. Got that in the bag as well. And I got these Red Dragon grapes. They are pretty big too. So these are gonna get washed off. I know what's gonna happen to these. I will be around here eating this just as is. I am good to go on the grapes. Look at those grapes. Aren't they pretty big? But wash them off first. Really will. I will. Okay. Okay, and so while I have this, and I'm gonna clear this out the way, there's more. So let me show you. I don't know if I showed you um, the celery or not. The celery came in there in the package. Gotta wash that off. I got a box of yogurt, and I'm not sure if it's just, it probably is all one kind of since it's in the same box. Yep, got some light fit yogurt. I love to eat yogurt. And then I may have the kids come over and help me eat it up, because they're good at that too. And that's the other thing about having food. You should always have extra food because you never know who's coming. This is getting into summer. This is spring and summer. You never know who's going to be coming to your house, or, you know, if something happens that you need to have extra food. So everybody, I mean, it looks like a lot of food right now, but it really is not a lot, because some of it's going to need to be eaten up right away. Like, well, I can put this in the freezer. This is grass-fed hamburger. And this is chunky red skin potato salad. And see how big this is? If I could just try to see me eat this up by myself. So, and then also, I got a box here. Now, this lettuce, cabbage may look a little raunchy, but down underneath there's some pretty good cabbage in there. And I see some coleslaw, and I also see, you know, sauteing. I love to do cabbage. Cabbage is good for you. Or you can, what is in here looking like, oh my goodness, look at this onion. Oh, it's going wild. But there's onions and carrots and pepper. I can see, well, with the onions and the pepper, I can see smothered potatoes or something. You can do all kinds of things. You can even, I see a stew in here, another stew, or some kind of, even with just the carrots, you can do a carrot salad. I got some raisins in there, so a carrot salad would be good, or there's all kinds of stuff. So there's onions in here, and I see they're sprouting, but still, you just cut that off, you know. And onions are really good. So there's, like I said, usually pretty much I cook almost every day, and sometimes twice a day, with putting onions in my as part of my meal, because onions are good for you, and so are the carrots. And you can shred things up, you know, and you know, you can also put onions in the freezer, so when you get ready to use them later on, you can use them for your meal and already have a meal prep. So this is pretty much, I got another box over here, the same thing as this one, and so this is a lot to do here. So with that being said, and I also wanted to tell you, if and when you go to the food bank, don't be choosy or picky, because you did go to the food bank, you are hungry, you need something to eat. And I'm not saying that because with me too, everything in the food, and here what I got, everything I don't eat, but you can always share with some friends. And if you feel like if you have more than enough, you can always share with other people. Or this is a good way, you know, it's summertime, spring here, and like today is going to be 82 degrees. You can have a barbecue, have a meal outside, and have some of your friends come over, and that's what we do sometimes. We have a potluck, and we get together and have a potluck. And also, I have a 501c3, Nature's Open Door Outreach. We feed, when we can, we feed people food, a hot, nutritious meal. We feed them cooked food. So I can see some of that going, but we're working on going mobile. So with that being said, I got a lot of work to do here. Today, this video is about a meal from food that I gotten from the food bank. And so this is one of those meals that you didn't really need much thinking about. You just kind of went through your cupboard, your house, kind of to see what you can come up with. So you have to make, sometimes you have to make meals your own. You do what you have to do to make a meal. Um, I showed some stuff earlier in the video of the things that I got from the food bank. And well, I already had some macaroni here. And I got from the food bank, I got this pepper. And I got from the food bank, I got some onions. And I also received some broccoli. And I had in my refrigerator, because I use a lot of cheese, you know, with eggs and different meals, and we have tacos and different things. So that's one of the things that must be in this house most of the time, and people will kind of complain. But anyway, this is something, and I already had a can of cream of mushroom soup. And so and then I already had some eggs, so I have a egg that I'll be putting in the dish as well. And then what I had also that I put on the stove already to start to cooking is some ground turkey meat. And I am ready to get started with this dish. So with that being said, this food came from the food bank, and I'm being creative today, and depending on what you have in your kitchen and your pantry to go around, I'm sure there's lots of wonderful dishes that you make on your own. And why don't you tell me some of the ones that you make when you have nothing and you think you don't have anything in your kitchen, and you go around and you create a dish and you're sure that everybody's going to eat it. Okay. I also have, I forgot to tell people in the first video with the food pantry, sometimes you get a lot of things that may be going bad, or sometimes you're cooking, like we have eggs, and I cut up the green pepper, cut up the pepper here, and things that you have to discard. So you need to have a compost bag, because we do a lot of gardening. So we do a lot of composting and throwing our scraps away. So we save those for composting to go in our plants. Okay. Well, I have the meat already going, and I have the dish here also too, because I thought this was cute. That's another thing why I like to cook. I always find something in this house that, oh, this would look nice in. So I'm cooking with this today, and so that was no problem there, because I'm going to put this in the oven. So so let's get started. Okay, I've already started my meat cooking, and I've got the water boiling for the macaroni. I'm going to put the macaroni in there. Got about 2 cups of macaroni. I put some salt in the water, and I also put a little bit of oil in here, and I'm going to stir it up so it won't stick. And I'm going to let the macaroni cook. And I'm just cooking like I'm cooking from the food pantry, because a lot of people don't. I do other things in the kitchen. I have Tastefully Simple. I have Wild Tree products. And so this is something I already had. You can tell I already had this from the grocery store. So I use a lot of avocado oil, and I also use olive oil and grapeseed oil in my cooking. So you can purchase and I've even gotten a bottle like this from the food pantry before, and I was so happy to get this. And so I use the food that I'm already having in the house. So if you're at your house and you receive something from the food pantry, don't think that you just have to go out there and go buy olive oil or whatever. If you don't have olive oil, then you can use, I use vegetable, I have used, but in my cooking and my experience, I try to stick to the things that I usually use, and I very seldom use the other oils, especially canola. I use uh, this is my regular, what I do. So I already had this cooking, and this should be just about done. This is the ground turkey, and I just add regular seasoning to this if you don't have other seasonings. And it's what your taste. You're the creator of your meal, so you taste your meal to see what's tasting before you give it to anyone, or you expecting someone to eat it. So take a little taste of your meal. This is your creation, and you want it to taste right. You don't want somebody to eat your food and say, "Oh, this doesn't taste right." So it's about the taste. It's not just what's your favorite meal. It's about the taste, and you want your family to be able to eat what you're cooking. Okay, I have a little oil in here in this pan, because what I do is I saute my vegetables a little bit before I stick them in, and I'm waiting on the pasta to get done. I just like to put something in there and make sure I'm not burning anything. And sometimes things get up a little bit higher than you expect. And I'm not the greatest on an electric stove. I didn't grow up using an electric stove. I never used one until I got down to Texas. I'm from the north, so we cook with fire. So this electric stove, sometime even when I get on here, I have to make sure things are going right. And you don't want to burn your oil, so you can put a little something in there so you can see what's going on there, and you're not burning it. Kind of hear it, look at it, see it. And another thing, everything you cook is not always on high heat, because you don't want to burn anything, but you want to make sure that you have enough heat. So that's why you have to stay with your food. I don't like it when they're cooking and they walk away from their meal. This is something that you have to keep up with. This is your meal, and you're watching it, you're keeping an eye on it. I've seen people burn a lot of stuff. I've seen things flow over just by not staying with your meal. This is just seasoning I got from the store that I already had here, so I didn't have to go out and hunt for anything. And I'm just gonna saute this a little bit, not where it's just so it can just kind of sweat. And also, when you're raising your pot, the top to your pot, raise it away from you, because you can get burned really bad if you don't raise it away from you. My peppers. Also, you can put the top, I got my tops borrowed here. You can put a top on here to let this sweat a little bit more before you add all this together. Okay, they seem like they're pretty much soft right now, because I'm gonna put this in the oven as well, so they don't have to be all the way cooked. And then what I'm gonna do as well, I'm gonna strain and rinse this off. I rinsed off my pasta already, but I didn't want it to be all the way go back to cold, because it's gonna go in the oven. And my meat is done. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put my noodles in, my pasta in. I keep saying noodles because sometimes we do noodles. Mix it all in here. Put a little bit more seasoning in here. And I'm just gonna I don't eat a lot of salt, and a lot of people can't eat salt, so I won't put that much in here. I'm mixing this up really well. Oh, this is looking good. It's smelling good. Oh, I smell the seasoning in here as well. I tasted the meat, and it's cooked as well with seasoning, and it's like a sausage meat, this turkey meat to me. But still, you want to make it with the... Now, you know what? You also can do this with tomato sauce. And like I said, you need to make it your own. It's your creation, and it's the taste that you're looking for. And so it doesn't hurt to taste. You gotta taste to see what things look like and taste like, so you can see if you have enough seasoning in there. Put in my cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to add a little liquid to this too. Oh, I'm also going to add in my egg. I'm going to mix all this up. And depending on how big you make one of these, you might want to add in 2 eggs. And I already have the oven on 350. So now I'm going to mix in my cheese. Gotta have the cheese. And the other thing is, I probably could have mixed this in a bigger bowl starting out, but sometimes, well, depending on how much time you got and what you're doing, you can mix this in a bowl first to see how much you want to put in there. But I'm kind of measuring this bowl that I have all this in. And for me, this is not enough cheese. And I am going to add some liquid to this. I'm just going to pour like a half a can of water to that. I'm going to put this in the oven for maybe 20 to 30 minutes to see how it comes out, and then we'll be back. I can't wait any longer. You know, pulling this out of the oven remind me when I was a kid. And this is like, wow, seeing my mom and my aunts them cook meals like these. Wow. Okay, enough said. I need to see how to get in here and get a piece of this out of here. Oh, y'all should smell what I'm smelling. And I'm trying not to be so messy. Oh my God, you should, oh, look at the steam, it's still hot. Oh, wow. Look at the cheese. And I sprinkled some Italian seasoning on the top. Wow. I can see the pepper and the broccoli, and I can still see the steam too. This is so good. Look at that. And the cheese. The meat came out good. This does remind me of old memories. Cooking like this is better than any fast food. This is real food right here. The food I grew up with. Can't eat this all the time, but sometimes you just have to do it. I'm Joveta, and you can catch me at Joveta's Kitchen and Nature's Open Door. And also, I have a booth in Kennedale at the Iron Wheel Antique and Gift Shop. And you can go get my products. But this meal came from the food bank. And it's delicious. And so, can't stand here and talk to you long. Come and see me. And tell me what's your favorite old school meal. And what would you do when you go to the food bank? All right, we'll talk later because I'm getting ready to eat. Thanks for watching. Thank you.